Yeah. So welcome back to the grind. I'm here grinding away on the Volkswagen van this week, and most of the time I've spent getting the roof ready. I had it, if you remember, I had it hanging around over in there. Maybe you don't remember, but I've got it all cleaned off and sanded down and painted up and looking pretty good. And a little bit on here, but I'll show you in the next episode how I got that up there. This episode here, I'll just show you all the preparation work. Still have to get the back end up, eh? It's not ready yet. Well, it's ready now, and I need some extra hands for that. So this is all about getting it ready. There is good news on the window front here. The back window is in, and it looks quite good. Everything looks the way it should look. And on the inside it even looks good, so I'm happy with that. And the only window left is the one on the front here. So once we get that in, then we'll be all enclosed because it'll have a roof on it too. Yay. Okay, so stick around, you'll see how everything went, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's finally time to get after the roof. So I started with this tool here. Can you see that? Yeah. And just going along and pulling this. There's a strip here with staples in it, and I think there's this thing, the oh dear, I'm stuck on there now. Okay. Every now and then there's just a staple holding in the where am I here? Holding up the fabric. Oh, the motorcycles are out. So I'll just go along and get that all off of there, and then see where we go from there. Yeah, so now to get this off of here, you have to remove this carrying bracket, which is, when you hoist up the roof. And it's got 2 bolts in each one of these things that come through the roof, but then there's 2 screws that go into this. So they have to come out too. Anyway, I'll get them out and move that out of the way and carry on. Yeah, there it is. I got all the tent off. The rest of the hardware I'm not going to take off because, well, maybe I should. We'll just think about it here. If I did take it off, I could clean all those screws up, eh? But it doesn't leak now, and I'd hate to lead it towards leaking, hey? That would be a bad thing to happen. So maybe I'll just leave all that hardware in there. Yep. Anyhow, I'm going to take the pressure washer and clean all this stuff here. There's a bunch of old, it's got a something fuzzy. Don't know what the fuzzy is, but it's got something fuzzy there. So I'll pressure wash it and then see about cleaning it off, and then see what's next on the list. I did get this vent out of there. I think that was an afterthought thing. But I do have another vent that looks just like it, but new. Anyway, here we go. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, pressure washer makes a big difference. Any of that fuzzy stuff that stays on there can stay. Anyway, you get the idea, hey? I'll just carry on. I'll show you the end. Yeah, I pressure washed my camera too. So there's the inside of it, and it actually looks pretty good. This fuzzy stuff is still fuzzy, so it can live. I figured if it was still there after I finished the pressure washing, it'd be okay, because it certainly isn't going to come off. And it's a reasonable good color. There's still some, like in here, I'll get a I'll do a light scrubbing with that, with some detergent. Same over there, I'll do a light scrubbing with detergent and see if I can get that off. Otherwise, it looks all right. Okay, I'll check in a bit. I also got the top of it pressure washed. I'll show you. Oh dear me, it's heavy. So I pressure washed the top of it, and I'm gonna put it down, set it down on a couple of like the workbench and the sawhorse, and then I can start sanding on it. But first I'll see if I can clean up this stuff. I've got some stuff that might clean that up. Yeah, so there, that got most of it out of it. There's still a couple of little stains down here, but that's not going to come out. Same there. That's a scuff mark from something, I don't know what. But for the most part, it looks pretty good now. Not much of the furry stuff left. But I'll leave that color on there because that's just a very neutral color, and it once it's in the camper, you won't see it. You won't notice. Okay, now to get it onto the couple of whatever you call those things, sawhorses. I'll get them up. Yeah, so there, it's on there now. Bunch of these bolts, I just should take them out because otherwise I won't be happy later. So I'll just get at that. See what I can do, and then I'll clean them up and put them back in there. Okay. Yeah, there, I got those all out of there, so I'm going to put them into anti-rusting, and I'll likely just paint them all black, I think. See if that'll cure it. I suppose I can get some stainless steel ones. We'll think. I'll think about that. Anyhow, we'll carry on. Next step is to clean up all this black stuff around here, which is not too tough to do. I'll get that cleaned off, and then give it a light sanding and give it a coat of paint. Oh yeah, I got to clean off all this yucky goop. That stuff there will come off pretty easy because it's not like it's soft all the time. Okay, carry on. Whoops. There's the happy duo there, right? Doing their usual stuff. Usually when I turn on the camera, they quit and look at me. But in this case, I decided that I'll just keep on fighting here. Nothing like it. Cats and dogs. Then the cat's got way more pointy bits than the dog has, and the odd time the dog will let out an awful yelp whenever the cat gets him somewhere tender. So anyway, there you go. Oh, he comes over here because he wants to be saved, right? Wrong place to get saved, kitty cat. There. I think the war is over. I think he's found a safe spot. Somewhere underneath the car, yeah. Oh yeah, here's safety. Safe underneath the car. There you go, yeah. Anyway, what did I get done here? I got the, all those bolts and stuff, I got them out. And even though I said I wasn't going to, I decided to anyhow. Usually I do say that I say I'm not going to do something, then I do it anyway, right? So now I'll take the orbital, I'll clean up this stuff here on there, and then I'll take the orbital sander to it and give it a good coat of paint. Anyhow, there we go. Dog and cat wars goes on, and another day done. Okay, see ya. Yeah, okay, here I am back on the Westfalia and fixing up the roof. So I cleaned off most of this rubber around the edges here, and now I've sanded about half it. You can see where I stopped sanding on this side right here and right there. So this area I've sanded comes out pretty nice, and it even takes some of the cracks out, like there's cracks in the paint, And this area where you can see it's not sanded still needs quite a bit of work, but it doesn't take long with the orbital sander. And in fact, do you want to watch a bit? I'll just put the camera here. You can watch all you like. Hey? How's that? That's pretty good view. Hey? This thing here is. Whoops! Camera vibrated right off, hit the floor. I guess that's how it is, right? So now it comes out pretty nice. Like that was all. Here's the color before, right? And here's the color after. So I think what I'll do is I'll move the boat out of here and move those cars out of here, and then I'll set these both things up. There's the top roof here, right? That needs quite a bit of sanding on it. Set them both up here and spray them, or set them both up. Anyhow, I'll spray them right here, and that'll be good. Lots of people, they go ahead and just do whatever you call that. Oh dear me, what am I trying to think of here? Lots of people just roll on the paint. I've seen on the YouTube. But I don't have any rollers, and I like spraying better, so there we go. I gotta take those things there out of the way too. That's the way to staple the tent up. Anyway, I'll just carry on and I'll catch up with you as I go along. Yeah, here's the front part of the roof. Now, I got this one out, but those ones there are in forever, so I'm just gonna have to clean that up as best I can. I'm gonna paint all those bolts black, so I'll just take a brush and paint that black after. And now these things here are pop riveted in there. Well, they're riveted in there, pop rivets I guess, but I have some nice little bolts that are good for it, and I'll put good washers behind, and that'll make it all hold together nice. Okay, yeah, there it is. The pretty well sanded off now. And I got the name removed. Westfalia, you can still see it echoed in there, but sanded off and flat. So I think I could put a coat of paint on it now. Now I was just thinking about where to do it. A little bit of a breeze come up now. Not too bad. Don't know if it's best to do it out here or do it in the move it in the shop. I think I'll give it a try out here. I'll clean it off and see what I can come up with. There's no bugs out yet, so it's safe. As long as the bird doesn't come along and poop on it. Oh well, we'll see. Yeah, so here I am. I've got the air gun. I'll just blow this off. Yeah, my painting helper here wants attention. So now, these boots are made for painting. Maybe I'm ready to go to Oz. Anyhow, got painting clothes on now. Oh, doggy, you're all wound up. All wound up. Let's get you unwound here. There, come on, this way. How do you get all wound up like that? How do you get all wound up like that? How do you get all wound up like that? There, see, there you're unwound, just like that. Okay, anyhow, I'll carry on. Yeah, so I got this blank semi-luster, so that's French. Semi-gloss white, trem-clad rust paint, right? And it's pretty good paint. The mixing is 3 parts of that, which is this 600, so 300 milliliters is 3 parts, 500 milliliters and up to 500 with the acetone is 2 parts, and one part of this stuff here, universal urethane hardener. And I only mix up that much at once because otherwise I start getting clumpy stuff. So then I've got this thing here for mixing, for screwing up the paint. So I'll do all that, and well, you might as well watch and see it. See if I don't want to, I certainly don't want to get any paint on my camera, or any more paint on my camera, right? There's the paint can there. So, just get the lid off here. Woo! That would be paint, right? So, I just put this in, give it a good mix. I got it, I had it done at the store. They ran it through the shaker for whatever they're supposed to run through the shaker for. But it doesn't hurt to do a little bit more here. See if I can get more paint on everything, right? That's pretty well mixed up. That's the end of kneading that. Yeah, get painting, and paint goes everywhere. Here, I'll see if I can pour in my 300 parts. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to do that. It might be easier to transfer it from another bucket. So I'll see if I can get a few milliliters in here. First I better wipe it out. So I'm going to put like a double dose in here, 600 milliliters in here. If I can find the 600 part. And then that'll make it enough to do the whole thing, right? And it'll make it so I can pour it easily. Here we go. About there, 600. That way you don't get it everywhere, you just get it somewhere, right? Yeah, everybody says you gotta put a couple of holes in the bottom of the thing here, but I never ever do that. I always figure just make dirt get in there. Anyway, that's all right. So now put the cover back on here. I think I have enough paint out to paint the whole thing. Now it's easier to pour it in to the 3 mark. So you got 300 milliliters of that stuff. And I'll just put some sort of cover on it. There we go. Look at this, I'm all covered in paint already. Then you got 200 milliliters of this stuff. Up to the 5 mark. Then you get 100 milliliters of this stuff here, which is urethane hardener. Oh yeah, it's hardened. Oh, this happened before to me. Somehow it gets on the lip and it hardens to itself, eh? That won't come off. What do I do about that? Oh, I need a big pair of pliers or something again. See if I can get it off of here. Ah, there. Just take the whole lid off, hey? One part of this, pretty near done with this anyhow. It's pretty near empty. There we go. Then stir it up with my stir stick. Don't be scared to stir it up well. And I didn't have one of those usual screens, but this has got a screen in the bottom of this. There you go, and there's the view. I'll get the gun. Yeah, there now. I have to. That's one coat on. I'll show you here. 1 second. And it looks not bad. In fact, it looks really nice. Even this part here looks okay. This is going to take about 3 or 4 coats to get it smooth, but I'll work on that. And bugs landing on it. I said there was no bugs, right? Apparently there's one. So now I'll carry on, let that thing set for 20 minutes, and then I'll put another coat on. Yeah, I understand why people paint these with a roller, because there's just a big area of it. It's an awful lot of square footage there. Tony's inspecting the job. He's going to get painted here pretty soon if he's not careful. Anyway, I got to wait for another 15 minutes and then I'll put another coat on. Yeah, there we go. That's, I don't know, 2 coats or 3 coats. I don't know. 2 coats anyhow. Maybe 3. And it looks pretty good. I'm going to leave that as it is till tomorrow. Then I might give it a light sand and give it another coat. This part in the top here, a little bit rough, but along the edges here, I put on like a wet coat because it was, the old finish was cracked there. So, little crack right there. Anyhow, but it looks considerably better than it used to. So I think we're okay with this. I'll have a look at it in the morning and see. For now, I'll clean up my gear and spend some time with the doggy. Okay. Yeah, there. I'll let that stuff all soak overnight because I have to get more of this stuff. And I'll have just a quick look at the paint job. I think the paint job's pretty good. Now, if I suppose I could put a clear on it, clear over the bugs, right? That's a little bit tacky there still. Not very many bugs got on it. And actually, it does look pretty good. So if I put a bit of black paint on those screws, then put a clear coat over the top of it, might look okay. And I think I'm happy with the look of it there. I don't know if I need another coat. There's a bug right there. I'll have to wait till he's hardened on there. Another bug. Get off there, you. You don't want to stop. You don't want to stop there. You want to get out of there. Need a pair of tweezers to pick these suckers off of here. There, it's gone. Need a mark. Oh well. Actually, I'm pretty happy with that paint job. That looks really nice. Anyway, that'll do for now. The doggy's bored, and I have to move these bolts and stuff. I'll put the boat back over in here, I think, for tonight. And hey, the BMW is running well, and starting and stopping. What a surprise! And now I have white shoes. Okay, that's it for this today, and maybe I could put out a little bit of a video of this. I'll wait till tomorrow and then decide. Oh, that's the wrong place to be, buddy. Guess I'll have to peel them off there tomorrow. Well, I do have a pair of tweezers in the shop. There. Oh, bugs. Can't do anything about bugs. Okay, that'll be it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, so I soaked this stuff overnight in rust remover, and then cleaned it off on the wire wheel, and painted it up with aluminum type paint. And I did all the bolts the same way. And they're just sitting there. They'll be dry tomorrow, and I'll put them, when I put them back on, then I'll put a clear coat over them. The other ones, actually the roof turned out pretty nice. It all feels good. It all looks good, so it must be good. And then I went and the ones that I couldn't get out, I put the aluminum paint on them here, so that's what they'll look like later. And I'll put a clear coat over that. Like, I didn't get a perfect job here, but I'm not gonna fuss over it too much. I'll get some white paint, put over the little bit that I made of oversprayed there, or overbrushed. I'll do that tomorrow sometime. Anyway, that's about it for today. Anyhow, that was the only thing I did today. Okay, I'll see you next time. Yeah, they all came out pretty nice. I was thinking about that I'd have to clear coat them, but I don't think I have to. I think I might bring the roof stuff in here and install everything, and then I might run a clear coat over the whole roof. That would protect these things then. So we'll see. I'll see what I think of there. Anyway, they look pretty good for today. The dog is jerking the camera around, and I've been it's morning, early. Thought I'd come out and check this stuff, see how it looked. Anyway, there you go for now. I'll see you later. Yeah, I pretty near forgot about the camera, hey? Anyhow, the putting these screws all turned out reasonably nice. Like, not perfect, but they look good when they're on there. I think that's all right. This side here, I've already got it mounted, and like, that's the way that It mounts on the roof there to make the roof go up and down. So I've just put a thin coat of silicone on the back of the bolt. I'll show you. Where am I here? Marine grade silicone, right? And I just put a thin, like a little coat of it on the back of this. And then stick it in the hole here. And that's all you need to do. Now I'll wipe that off after I get everything mounted. I'll wipe the excess off there, and that'll look good. Okay, and that'll make them waterproof, I hope, or reasonably waterproof. Yeah, there it is. They look okay. They're not rusted and black and anything like that. There's what it looks like inside, I hope. Is that looking at the right spot? Who knows? Up there. Anyway, this thing here goes up and down, right? So all that works. Now next is I'll put the hardware on the front here. Yeah, these are in now, and they've got a little bit of silicone underneath every one of them. And then this is this part here holds on this big clasp that holds it all together here. Now, should I put that on now? I might as well. That's the vent. I've got a new vent. I wonder where it is. I'll find it. Yeah, so there's that roof vent back in there, and I think it opens. Yeah, there you go. You just open it up. Close it. It's like well after the factory market. But you put down this gray stuff, like I've got a roll of this stuff here. Where am I looking at? This gray stuff here, I got a roll of that, and you just put that down, and it seals it, I hope. I think it does anyhow. I got down to my last 1,000 feet of that stuff. So that should be good. And now on the underneath here, you see all these screws hanging down, just ready to get your head. Plus this thing is pretty sharp and pointy, ready to get your head. So I'll cut these screws off flush there, and then maybe find a ball thing to go on there of some sort. We'll see. Yeah, so now on the front part of the roof, these things go on like here, eh? They were riveted on before, so I've got a bunch of screws that hold it like that. Eh? 1, 2. There you are. Point the right way, Lauren. So it holds like that, and then nuts and lock washers, and then I made a bunch of little metal things to go behind, so that'll give it a metal backing there. Now that's a tester there, but I've got them. I painted them up with that silver paint, so just so they won't rust. Well, not right away anyhow. So that's just that silver paint on them. So that'll be for tomorrow, because I'm done for today, I think. Got this on. Did I show you that? Goes up and down. Hey, there you go. Roof vent works. And then I cut away I think I talked about cutting away all these things flush so that you don't scratch your head on them. And this thing here is the only thing left that you hit your head on that. That's a dangerous piece of equipment there. Then tomorrow, I'll see if I can get it flipped over and start fitting the tent and fitting the rubber. So when I flip it over, I'll have to put something underneath I'll put a couple of these blankets on the, whatever you call that there. Whatever you call this thing, the car lift. Then we'll go from there. Okay, all for now. Yeah, here I am, all set to go. I've got these backing plates all set, and they just go behind here, and then the nuts and bolts go on, and see what happens. See how it works out. Yeah, there it is. Now they're all the things are put back together, and the little, I don't know, can you see up there? Yeah, backing plates on there. So that should be solid enough to hold a load if it needs to hold a load. Likely never will, because it's mostly decoration. Anyhow, so now I'll these things here are supposed to come out so that you can mount it on the van, right? But they didn't come out. So now I have to figure out a way to get the bolts to stay in the little holes there, so I can, you know, put them on the roof of the van and have something to sort of screw in there. I think I'll just epoxy them into the little holes there and see how that works out. See what happens. Oh, there. Good news. These things here, they have captured nuts on the underside of those. So I just have to put this one back in, and then we're good to go. Yeah. So I got this seal kit from Burley Motorsports. That's on there now, and it's got a metal thing inside, and you just take a fiber hammer and tap it on, then clip it off, start about there, and put it all the way around, clip it off here with a pair of scissors, and they're done. Now the other, so here I've got this turned over. Had Gary and Edith were here, and he came and helped me turn this over. So now I've got to take out all these old staples along the way here, and then put the rubber on. The rubber goes on there, and it's like it doesn't need any glue. And the same thing with the front, doesn't need any glue. So I'll put the rubber on, and then I'll put the tent in, and then we'll see what happens. Here we are. So the instructions on the internet. Look at this. There's great to have a camper helper here. Anyway, the instructions on the internet say, can you see me here? Yeah. So you take and make sure that the bulb side's on the inside, right? And move about, that's kind of a ragged edge there, so I'm going to trim that down to a good edge. If I can find the scissors. Here's my scissors. Make a nice straight edge on it. I hope. There. So you put the bulb on the inside. Start about a ½ inch back here. You can see where the old one came from, too. So right about there. Give a little tap, and it goes on. Yeah, there, that went along pretty like easy. What's going on? This one here needs to be pounded in a bit more. Something's wrong with that, right? Messed up something there because it's not grabbing. So I'll have to fix that somehow or other. I don't know what it is doing. Don't know what I did wrong there, but I got something wrong. I'll look into that. Otherwise it's grabbed everywhere. I must have done something wrong there. Okay, I'll figure it out. Anyhow, but that's now I just have to cut off that bit of extra right here. And I can see a few other places where it's not quite down right. So I'll fix that up. So I'll cut it off so it's about a 1/2 inch out here. And that'll be good. Yeah, that's got it fixed up down there. So where it was not grabbing properly, I took these big pliers like that and sort of re-crimped it in tight, and that seemed to fix it. So it's good for now. Anyhow, that's wasn't too tough to get that done. I might just put a bit of, like, I'll get some glue here one of these days and just peel off the end a bit and put it in there just to make sure it's going to hold good. But not right now, I don't have the glue. So there you go. So this one here was stapled in, the tent was stapled into it. And I've got all the bits I need for that. So you just go along and take out all the old staples along the way, which with the help of Buster, right? You're very, very helpful, doggy. Anyhow, all the old staples are out of there. So you just put the tent in around the whole thing and staple it every, say, foot or so just to hold it, and then you put on what they call a staple strip and staple the bejesus out of it. So anyhow, that'll be coming up soon. So rubber strip is on. I didn't put the rubber strip on the front yet. I'll wait till after I get the tent on, do that, and then we'll see where we go then. Yeah, so the instructions say that you go and get your halfway mark across the top here, across the front, and then the halfway mark across the back. And so the distance across is slightly, it's 53 inches across the front, and it's 52 3/4 across the back. So anyhow, there's the center. And then when I got the center here, I checked it from both ways, and it was right up there. It came out right on that bolt, and so I figured the bolt is likely right. So now I'll just lay the tent in there, and we'll put the first number of staples into it. Yeah, so there, I've determined that's the center of the thing. There's one seam here and one seam there, so you just take them out, split this middle as center there. On the other end here, center's right here, and they got a little plastic strip there, and right where the seam comes together there anyhow. Then when the thing hangs, right, it's going to be like that. You want the screen on the outside, right? Because on the inside there's a zipper to open up that screen. So that's, I think, correct. Yes. And then you can also open up the screen on the zipper from the outside and pull it out. Anyway, but that's so you can put a new screen. I guess you can get a new screen and put it in there. Anyway, now that's what they say. The first thing to do is to do the this corner, this center here, then pull tight for this corner here, right? Then pull tight for that corner there, pull tight for all the four corners, and then you put the, once you're happy with the corners, then you just go along and put a bunch of staples along it and carry on. So the instruction manual says, the instructions say to do the two front corners first, right? So that one there is good in there. That one there, that one is good in there. Then do the back corner, do the center first right here, then the back corners, then the front corners, then the back corners. And they say even though it's a little bit more room to work up here, if you do the one of the front corners last, it'll make it so that any of the error is back in that way back there, where you won't be able to see it. It'll be hidden by a hinge. So the advice from the instructions is to put on your error down in that corner down there, which I've done. Now this thing here, I've just got this bead laying on the edge of here, and then I'll go along now and put some staples in every foot or so. I'll put one in the middle, then I'll work out from each side to the end of it. Every foot or so I'll put a staple in, and then I'll put the strip on top of that and staple it down, and that's pretty well it. You might as well watch for a bit. We'll see what happens here. There, now I have a couple that I've flubbed, like this one here, that I'll pull it out, and I put another one in beside it anyhow, so I'll just pull out the one that's bad. And any ones that I've flubbed I'll pull out, but otherwise mostly it's in there pretty good now. Now I have to get my stapling strip and put that up against it, and then we'll staple the bejesus out of it. It gets stapled about every 1.5 inches. Go bang, 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 bang all the way around. So that'll be good. Then that'll be that held in. So I'll catch up with you when I get the stapling thing ready. Yeah, now here's the staple strip along there, and you just go. I've got it stapled in there every 6 or 8 inches, but I'll go along and do what it needs. Now, if I had known that these staple strips existed, I would have got new ones, but I didn't know they existed, so this is what I have. So it was done like this. Yeah, there you go, that's all stapled up. Now, from the inside it'll look like that, eh? You would never know there was anything going on there, just a seamless. So now I've got to go along each one of these sides and do the same thing, so I'll see you in a while. Yeah, we're done. There's about 500 staples in there. Some of this stuff is a bit brittle, so it's anywhere where it's breaking away like that, I'll just take it off. But I recommend to get new liner thing for it if you're going to do this. I did not. I didn't even know it existed, but that's all right. So what you do is then you just roll that up a little bit like this, and the helper is trying to sweep the floor or trying to eat the broom, one of the two. So down here at this end doesn't matter too much, but up here, and sort of roll that together to itself, and then put a piece of tape on it just to keep it from keep it out of the way. I imagine I could put a tie wrap up through there because it'll come right to there. That would do it. That would hold it out of the way, and I'll do that at the top end too. See what happens. Okay, I'll show you if I get it done. There we go. That's all set to go back on. I've got a tie wrap there, some twine from the weed whacker just to hold that in place. and hold that in place through this screen gap here. Then, oh, I also put on this last weather strip here. Now it's set to go on the car. What should I do? Should I, I think maybe I'll cut this video off here, and then I'll show you how I get it on the car on another video. It'll be just a short one getting it on the car, I hope. We'll just see. But it looks like it's all set to go. And so, anyhow, roof painted and a new roof vent put in. Helper all the way through. And there you go. Actually, it turned out pretty nice. I'm quite pleased with how it turned out here. So I'll this will be this for this episode, and then next time we'll get on to the putting it back onto the van, I hope. See you then. Bye for now. Yeah, here it is, May 14th. Half a month pretty near gone by already. Anyway, the things are looking good at the beach these days. A little bit breezy today. There's some ducks out there in the water. I don't know if you can see them or not. Likely not, because it doesn't seem to pick up little items like that. But it does pick up dogs. There's the buster right there. Maybe those ducks will nest there, and that'd be nice to have some little ducklings hanging around. You never know what ducks will do. They should be nested already. Anyway, there you are. May 14th. Pretty quiet at the beach. Bye for now.